Oh, it's great to have the Horsham District report. Big Weiry's flown out of the country. We haven't been able to track him down in Ireland, but I'll tell you what we have tracked down is Scott Driscoll. That's a good Irish name, Driscoll, I reckon. He joins us now, the coach of the Jeparit Rainbow Storm for his first time. G'day, Scott. How are you?
Wayne, I'm very nervous. Weiry's got big shoes, and I listen very intently every week, so I'm excited to be on, but hopefully I can live up to the big fella standards.
Oh, you'll be fine. He's got to kick some goals with those big shoes when he gets back from Ireland to pay his penance for that trip. But let's go to other matches in your league, because it was eaten up absolutely too good for Taylor's Lake. We expected that, but you won't want to say too much about the Saints, will you? Because they're on the agenda for you blokes, so you better be very careful now.
No, they're a quality side, and they had their top players up and about last week, and this has been a danger game for us all year. We've sort of looked at it, so we're excited for the chance against them, but yeah, too good for Taylor's.
They certainly weren't. Natty Buck were no match for the league leaders, Harrow Balmoral. I've never seen at senior level a percentage like their percentage this year, Scott.
Yeah, they are a dominant force this year, and when you look at their best players, all their top names are firing on all cylinders, and Simon Close kicking 9 goals. I don't reckon there's a harder matchup in local footy at the moment.
Yeah, really good. The Clint Burdett, he's got this Pimpernio squad going well. 14-14 to the Cougars, 8-3. When I saw that come through, I thought, that's the defining game. The Pimpernio Tigers, they're still a chance to play in the finals. I don't know they can run down the Swifties, but they are really going well, and this is a good season from Clint Burdett's from his coaching point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been hit with quite a number of injuries, and even against us, we sort of said you never underestimate a wounded dog, and they keep just firing and pushing, good sides. And, to have a good win over Connively Orr, keeps their chances alive. And, we're nervous for them next week as well.
Yeah, Swifties took on Laharam last week, 17-10 to 6-9. Thought that probably the Swifts needed a bit more percentage out of that game.
Yeah, that would probably be the only disappointing thing for them. I think they would have looked at that one as an opportunity to, get a few more goals on the board. But, almost 80-point wins, nothing to be scoffed at either.
Certainly not. And what about Rapagna? Last year's premiers, we've been kind of waiting for them to switch that light on. 11-10-76 to Naradu Quantong, 9-17-71 at Quanny. Oh, I'll tell you what, the Panthers are starting to purr.
That they are, and look, I'd be lying if I said I'm very happy with the way that result went. It gives us a little bit of a buffer, but yeah, brave nice and played a coach's game and kicked 4 and was best on. That's a huge one, and they are a side that on their day just can't be underestimated. So although a shock, not a surprise that they got the win over NQ.
Yeah, definitely. And the final one was your game, Jeparit Rainbow, 12-12-84. Got the job done against the Keys, 5-10-40. And since you've been in the Horsham District, I don't think there ever would have been a season where you would have beat the Keys both times. This is a good win from your boys away.
Massive win for us. We spoke before the game that they've probably got the moz on us a little bit. There's as much a mental thing coming up against Kalkee, especially at Kalkee, while the ladies' day was firing in the background. And we sort of got hit with injuries early, and it was a really hard-fought, gutsy win by the boys. Tommy Schumann was absolutely outstanding across half back with Antonio James, AJ, at his creative best across the half-forward line.
Yeah, Justin Cousins was really good. Big Ash Clugston and Trent Burgoyne just starting to find his feet at this particular competition. It takes some time to get to know the players, what their names are, call out to take a handball when you're running by. Daniel Batson, always good, and Anderson 3 and Clugston, Big A Clugston 3 for the day. Cooney and Lawson a couple apiece for the Keys, and Jasper Gunn and Matt Newd got going in the 2s for the big one on the weekend. And, it wasn't quite what we wanted for your lads, but they tried really hard and I think got reasonably close to a good side, 10-6 to 6-7.
Yeah, look, I think the boys might have, gone into that game with high hopes, but, Kalkee, they're a strong club. I know the results aren't going the seniors' way, but they're still putting up good performances, and Yeah, the boys couldn't get it done, but Nathan Cox, he in his second game back was best on. I think that's 2 in a row, and he now takes his opportunity to come into the senior side. Jake Parry, who's been a consistent senior player over the years, was second best, and he's back into the senior side this week as well.
Good stuff from him. The 17 boys were coming out against another side that has got some real talent in it, and it was a big win for Kalki, 11-10 to 2 points.
Yeah, the boys, Tommy Schumann, Tommy Long and Matt Thomas are doing a ripping job with the 17s with a lot of bottom age and middle age players. And it was actually really pleasing to see Dusty Eckerman, who's come out of the under-14s to help with numbers, as landed himself best on with Will Fisher, who's obviously a pretty consistent performer and who was rewarded with his chances at the Horsham District representative side. So, yeah, really pleasing. There's a lot of positives in that side. Hopefully we'll see that over the next year or two develop.
I guess is Scotty Driscoll, the coach of the Jeparit Rainbow Storm, filling in for the big Peter Weir, and get to the kids now. The young lads kick 1 goal 3, as opposed to Kalki 5-4. There was nothing in this game, and they will be disappointed to let the Keys get away in that last quarter, but they're not that far away, this young Storm group.
No, I saw most of this game, and when I realised what the final score was, I was a bit surprised. It was a really hard-fought contest, and yeah, Kalki just sort of got a little bit of a roll on late in the game and took it away from our boys. But Lenny Weir, who's been a consistent best-on player, had another really good game with Ryder Gould, Fletcher Keller and Flynn Hudson, I reckon, comes in for his best for the first time this year. So, like, the junior program is really positive, and it gives, albeit I'll be long retired by the time these boys are playing, I look forward to standing back and having a beer watching them all play senior footy.
500 games, Jason Hudson. Well, we're going to talk to him a bit later on in our Friday night sports show. We've got him actually to take the call, and he's very, very excited about, we're actually very nervous. He's more nervous than you are about being on the flow, but I'll tell you what, we'll catch up with him later. But just tell us what it means for you to see somebody play, I guess after the great Rock Murphy went to 500 a couple of years back. Now Hutto gets there too.
Absolutely huge effort by Hutto. It's beyond my world of understanding as to how you can will yourself and get through the pain and torture that is, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Enormous effort, and to play as many roles as he has within a club. To me, he's one of the guys that really epitomises what country footy is. It puts his hand up for whatever role. I think it was the week before Rand Lunny put his hand up to. Well, I don't know whether he put it up or someone else put his hand up for him to coach the reserves. An amazing club person, huge achievement, and it's one that hopefully all the sides can have a win and we can really celebrate with him tomorrow night.
Yeah, Janet Jeparit. And a bit of a celebration, a mock wedding, and Weiry's taken off overseas to Ireland right when there's a mock wedding. Is there something that he's saying to us there?
I don't think it's a coincidence, Wayne. I think he looked at the social calendar and said, "Oh, this is my chance to get away." But no, he's over obviously with the family holiday with his wonderful fiancée Gabby, and I think there might be a few of the younger boys that have been lined up by the social committee to be put forward as the groom and best men, and no doubt the netballers are nominated a single lass to be the bride. So I think it'll be a great night for all involved.
I think he's been taken off the table well and truly, Weary, but good stuff. Having a look too at this week, and we've got a massive week of football because good games to be played. Firstly, just give me your tips for the other senior football matches. Harrow take on the Keys at Balmoral. I guess it's hard not to tip the home deck.
Oh, absolutely. Harrow, I think, will be far too strong here, but hopefully Kalki can set themselves some goals and meet them for the day.
What about the Swifties? They go up to Conniva. The long road trip for them, it's the longest in the business in this particular competition. It'll be a couple of hours to get up there from Stawell. But, gee, Conniva could be a tough opposition on their home deck.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting game. Conniva's got some really quality players, and if they can get the jump on them early like they did with us way back early in the start of the year, they'll really put the pressure under the Swifts, who might have tired legs for sitting in the car for too long.
I reckon they might. Narrajah Quantong should beat Laharan pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think so. They'll probably look to use this as a percentage boosting game. I think we're obviously 2 games clear and a decent percentage in front of them. So I think NQ will look to capitalise on this opportunity.
Rapanya getting a Nadimak at home. The Panthers again should be way too good for the Sheep Paddockers.
Yeah, they should be. I guess you've got to hope that they haven't played their finals game a week early and there's no hangover. Natty, Todd Stevenson's obviously a quality player and will be looking to drive the standards of his side for the week. But, yeah, I think rough, way too good.
And finally, Pimpernio should be Taylor's Lake comfortably down at the Dock Lake.
Yeah, I think so too. They're, like I said before, they're just a side that is going about their business and getting the job done and really pressuring the sides above them. So, yeah, Pimp too good.
And Jeparit Rainbow host the boys from Eden Apsley. Not just a mock wedding on the field you want to do these Saints in, and make sure that you show them if you have to meet them later on in the final series that you've got their measure. Jeparit home deck, it's a fortress there, the Sir Robert Menzies Park. Jeparit for mine will get up and win it.
Yeah, I hope so. Eden Hope are, they're a quality outfit with some, their top line players are as good as there is in the competition. So we're going to have our work cut out with some changes through injury. But, yeah, we're really excited for them to come up to our deck and hopefully we can get the game on our terms early and get the job done.
You're getting it done, but it's going to be interesting because there's a couple of changes into your side, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. We had Zach Peach broke his arm and out now for the rest of the year. Charles Wild hurt his shoulder and will be out for a few weeks. Will Hutchison injured his ankle, strong-bodied mid. Hamstring with Ben Smith, who's a lockdown defender. So, yeah, we've had to make some changes this week, but one of the pleasing things for us is we've had a squad of 36 guys take the senior field this year, so we're confident in our depth and quality.
I tell you what, they've got some good players over there at the Saints. Those 2 McIntyre boys know what to do. Boyd Packers come across to join them from Mundalla. They are a very good outfit. Don't take them lightly. You've done a terrific job with all your nerves. I don't think you even showed one of those at all. We'll look forward to catching up with you next week and good to have you on board on the Friday Night Sports Show.